Fasting is powerful, but it's not a shortcut, and it's not a badge of honor that you win. It's a tool, and it's a tool that only works when the foundation is strong. Hey y'all, I'm Shelly, Queen of Carney. Welcome to my channel. So let's talk about something no one warns you about when you start carnivore. The pressure to fast. Everywhere you look, it's Omad this, or I eat 2 meals a day. I'm in a 16-8 window. I'm in an 18-6 window. I fast for 24 hours. I fast for 36. I fast for 72. There's a lot of talk about fasting. And if you're not eating in a tight little window, it feels like you're doing it wrong. And I know that because I felt that pressure too. So when I started this journey 3 months ago, I thought fasting was the golden rule. Like that was it. I believed that I could just push longer, wait to eat past noon or skip dinner. I thought if I did those things that I would heal faster. And I thought, oh, I'll lose weight faster. Less calories in, right? I'd unlock the secret that everybody's been looking to find. But no, this is what actually happened. I got super anxious. My brain got foggy. I was obsessed with what time it was. I was constantly checking my watch. Is it time to eat yet? Is it time to eat yet? My body was like constantly hungry. And worst of all, I stopped trusting myself. That's a big detriment. So one day it hit me. How can I expect my body to heal if I'm constantly withholding from it, if I am constantly restricting it? I was already fighting inflammation, hormone shifts, perimenopause right here, years of dysfunctional eating, years of dealing with binge eating and yo-yo diets. And, I'd lose weight, I'd gain weight, I'd lose weight, I'd gain weight. And now on top of all of that, I was layering cortisol because that was going up from restriction. So when you restrict yourself, you get stressed. Your body stresses out. And what happens? Your cortisol production goes up. That's not healing, right? That's punishment dressed up as discipline. So here's the truth, guys. Your body doesn't need fasting to heal. It needs fuel. It needs you to be consistent with that fuel. And it needs to feel safe. That's so important. When I stopped punishing myself and I started nourishing myself, everything changed. And I mean everything. All right, some real talk for a second. Fasting affects men and women differently. Scientific fact. No doubt about it. Men, on one hand, they have a more stable hormone system. Their cycles are very predictable, very stable for the most part. They can often fast longer without disrupting their stress hormones, without disrupting their metabolism. And I know it's frustrating for me, and I'm sure for a lot of women out there it's frustrating for you. They usually see results a lot faster because their systems weren't wrecked by years of yo-yo dieting or decades of inflammation. And we could go into a whole nother video on that and the pressures that women have felt over all these years of, you got to eat less, you got to fast, you got to starve yourself, you got to eat one M&M for the whole day, that kind of thing. But women, we cycle and we fluctuate constantly. In our luteal phase, which is that week right before your period, our estrogen and our progesterone do huge shifts. Like, it's a very dramatic shift. And when that happens, that is where your cortisol levels are the most sensitive to change. And you're going to see huge fluctuations in cortisol. You're going to see big fluctuations in your blood glucose levels and in your ketones. This is normal. This is what being a woman is all about when you're dealing with fasting. So fasting harder at that time is it's not good. It can backfire on you. And I've experienced that firsthand. I wanted to mention real quick that I'm reading a book right now by Dr. Mindy Pelz, and it's called Fast Like a Girl. This book is amazing, you guys. If you are a woman and you are watching this video right now, I highly recommend you go down to the description of this video and click the link for this book. You need to read it. It's teaching me so much about women's hormones and our bodies and what a gift we are, but also that we have to fast in a different way. We have to be more strategic about how we fast. Because I will say, fasting is really beneficial. It can be. So if you're new to either the carnivore, the keto diet, whichever eating style you're on right now, don't just jump into Omad. Please don't just jump into Omad. Don't push through your hunger and call it discipline, because it's not. My recommendation, start with something simple like 12-hour slots. So fast for 12 and give yourself a 12-hour window of eating. This is a natural circadian rhythm of most people, so it's gonna line up with what you're kind of already used to. You're just being more intentional about it. Now, that doesn't mean go and eat for 12 hours straight. That just means that window of time is your window to eat, and then after that window is closed, you don't eat for another 12 hours. This is what I would recommend starting with. And really what that is about is just being, like I said, it's being intentional. It's paying attention to your hunger cues, to the way your body's feeling, and to the hours of the day that you're eating. And then from there, I would say like every week, try to shrink that window just a little, even if it's just by 30 minutes. So let's say you eat breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning normally, or 7:30, push that forward about 30 minutes. And then at night, eat dinner about 30 minutes earlier. And just slowly, ever so slowly, close that gap. And what that's going to do for you is it's going to not only get you more in tune with your body and more in tune with listening to your body, but you're going to slowly train your body in a way that it is learning when to burn fuel and when more fuel is coming. And so at that point, your body is going to feel more safe. It's going to feel nourished, and it's going to become so much easier to fast and not feel like it's forced, which we don't want that feeling, because then again, we go back to that whole punishment thing. And we are not here to punish our bodies, y'all. We are here to heal our bodies. All right, so big question. How do you know if you're actually hungry or if you're just having a craving? Here's how I tell the difference personally. To me, craving sounds like I'm bored, I want to nibble on something, or I just want something. Just give me something. Or I want that hit of dopamine. Because if we're being honest, a lot of times we eat for that hit of dopamine, right? Because it hits those dopamine receptors in our brain. Cravings are like urgent. They come on suddenly, and they're really loud, and they're usually very specific. Like, I know when I have a craving, it's for, a plate of Mexican food, or a bowl of spaghetti, or pizza. Like, it's a specific desire. And that's 9 times out of 10, that means you're having a craving. If you're hungry, you're feeling it like in a physical way all over your body. It builds like slowly. It doesn't come on out of the blue. It's not all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I'm starving. It's a slow build, and you start to notice those little pangs in your stomach. You might start to feel a little bit less energy. You might feel a little bit like you're dragging a little. And that is your body signaling you that it needs fuel. And so it's not a specific food. It normally doesn't zero in on one type of food. It just says, give me food, give me fuel. And at that point, when you're truly and genuinely hungry, whatever you put down in front of you, you're going to eat it. Because your body says, yes, that's fuel, give it to me now. And eventually, if and when you're ready, you can test those 16 8-hour windows, those 18 6-hour windows. Try a 24-hour fast. Just don't start with that. Okay? And never, ever, ever force it. If your body's giving you hunger signals, that means it's not ready. Like we talked about, an hour or so before your eating window, that's one thing. But if you're starving all day long before you eat, if you can't think about anything but food, and your stomach is growling like crazy and your mouth is you're really, really hungry, don't restrict. Listen to your body. It knows what it needs. Fasting is powerful, but it's not a shortcut, and it's not a badge of honor that you win. It's a tool, and it's a tool that only works when the foundation is strong. That's why it's so important to do all of these things first, to build up to that fasting. So if you're just starting or struggling or healing, feed your body, fuel your metabolism, build trust. That's the first real step. And if you want a full video on how women and men differ with fasting and their cycles, or a breakdown of different fasting cycles, let me know down in the comments. I would love to make that video for you guys. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. And if this video spoke to you or someone you know, subscribe, like, comment, share. Send it to someone you love who might be struggling as well. And I hope that everybody has an awesome day. Check the description. We've got the link for the book. There is the link for your free journal download pages there. So hit those up. Check them out. I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Mwah! Bye.